call to order the February 25th, 2026 meeting of the North Olmsted Planning and Design Commission. Will come to order at 7:02. When everybody stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Wilson, will you call the roll?
Mr. David?
Here.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Here.
Ms. Hamden? Mr. Leon?
Here.
Ms. Kalen?
Thank you. So the cases will be called in the order that they appear on the agenda. When your case is called, please come to the podium. Also, if anyone present is interested in the case being presented and wants to be heard on that particular case, please come forward when we call you at the same time, and we can have your moment at the podium. So the first item to be considered this evening is the Moen lot split. The city engineer, Mr. Filarski.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We would recommend approval of the lot split. What we're doing is splitting off a 5-acre parcel from the existing approximately 16-acre total parcel at the end of Moen Drive. They've submitted their plat. It's currently going through review at the county surveyor. That will take typically about a month, but the only comments we had were some minor changes as far as the signature blocks. Other than that, it's all in conformance with our code, and we would recommend approval.
Thank you. Planning Department, Director Upton.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I will keep my remarks brief and advocate the majority of the staff report to the law director as this particular parcel is subject to a judgment entry. I am nowhere near qualified to talk about that. We will deal with use down the road. Part of the condition of closing, the building is being purchased. It's being purchased through a 1031 swap for the accountants in the room. You know exactly what we're talking about. So there's a necessity that the land that will be developed later be split off from the building itself for tax purposes. And part of the closing on the acquisition of the building itself is the lot split being done. I would encourage, I wouldn't say encourage, I believe that the clerk has been provided language with respect to the motion for the lot split approval, and I will yield the rest of my the staff report to the law director to kind of walk us through what we're looking at here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the commission, and thanks to the directory. You know, flattery will get you everywhere. When you defer to the lawyers, they really, really appreciate that. It makes them feel like their advice is valued. You always like a little bit of history, and this is so old it goes back to before my time. Developers diversified, owned all this land at one time, and sued the city over the uses that were being permitted or prohibited, and it resulted in a judgment entry in the it was a 1987 lawsuit, and the judgment entry mapped out and permitted certain uses in certain blocks. So what I would be recommending to the commission is that you describe and impose a condition that relates to that judgment entry. And I have some language, and I'll read it for the record. The property is governed by and subject to a judgment entry in the case of Developers Diversified versus North Olmsted, Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court case number CV 87-127076, dated 11/23/88. You might need to add that, Mr. Chairman. Dated 11/23/88. The judgment entry restricts the permitted uses of the property that is under review, which is limited to office uses. Any other proposed use of the property require the owner to petition for amendment of the judgment entry upon agreement of the city. In addition, I would recommend to the Planning and Design Commission that this condition be installed as a note on the plat. I've talked to the engineer about that, and he believes it's very simple to do. I've talked with the attorney who represents the applicant. His name is Doug Bloom. He indicated that representatives of the applicant would be present and would be willing to stipulate on the record that they understand and concur with this condition. So that's the most important stuff first. And enough about the history. I'll go to your section 1101.07, and this is the comments that you get from me every time there is a lot split in front of you. It's something that you have final approval authority over, unlike other things that you merely make a recommendation on. It's primarily about the puzzle pieces and the land mass that is being created. It's not about the use and the development of the property. If you had a crowd of people wanting to know what was going on, you would say we're just creating a lot that meets the city's code, and the use and the development is another deal for another day. So that, and I sometimes will say it goes without saying that it's subject to further use and development restrictions that might be applicable. So that's still true here, but it's unique because of this judgment entry. So they certainly would still have to go through the development process as any other when they determine what the use may be. Under 1101.07, assuming that the lot meets all the standards for area and frontage, etc., 3 items. All the contiguous land owned by the developers can be completely subdivided. I don't see that as an issue. It's properly integrated with adjoining subdivisions or could be properly coordinated with the subdivision and extension of streets to adjoining land. That's self-evident by this map. It complies with planning principles and other sections of this chapter, the zoning code, local street plans, and other adopted plans for the city. So that's a planning analysis, if you will, that the director could maybe speak to if he chose to, and that you're familiar with. I do have one question that is, I don't know that this is a dedicated public street, but I may be incorrect about that. And I'm assuming that it's a private street with access easements for all of the people that adjoin or that are abutting this. So you recognize this is where the A-loft is and the Burntwood is, and that was known as Parcel A in this judgment entry. So this is the rear portion of that parcel. A little more history. The judgment entry called for this parcel to be office in 1988. In 2016, A-loft and I think first came A-loft and then came Burntwood, but they both came together for purposes of the judgment entry. They petitioned for an amendment of the judgment entry, and it went through the court process, and it amended the judgment entry to allow for the office area to be developed as hotel and restaurant. So the point of this condition is to make sure it's clear that the office use restriction still governs this land, unless or until an amendment is pursued. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would encourage you to call upon the applicant to make sure that they're on the record agreeing to this.
Thank you. Is the applicant here? Please, if you'd come up to the podium here and state your name and address for the record.
I'm Dan Gibble, representative for the entity. My personal address is 4545
Business address.
Hinkley Industrial Parkway, Cleveland.
Great, thank you. Is that what you need?
Can you spell your last name?
G-I, B as in boy, E-L.
And so as Director O'Malley said, there's a condition, we're talking about conditions here, is that, you know, this is part of a judgment entry. We know that this is zoned for office space use now. You're okay putting that on the plat?
Correct.
Great. And I'll be honest with you, this is very small. Can you, where are we splitting these lots off? Are these on both sides here?
So. Moen
Got it.
building, right?
Yes.
And the land around it were all one parcel, right?
Correct.
It splits the building parcel off from the land parcel. So if you take everything that's behind the A-loft, the dirt behind the A-loft that goes all the way around to the Moen parking lot,
So on the south side of the road.
yes, you're splitting
Excellent,
you're
thank you.
splitting one off from the other.
So what we're saying is on the north side of the road, that is gonna stay with the Moen property, and the part on the south that's outlined in bold here, that's what we're gonna split off. Okay, great. And we're doing that because we got a 1031 exchange going, we wanna separate the parcels. So we don't wanna use this for something different, cause it's not gonna affect the 1031 over here. Got it. Do you need, wanna see? No, we'll give you a copy. Good. All right, any other comments you need to make?
No additional comments.
Great, thank you. Any residents want to speak on the matter? Not seeing any. Let's open the floor to the Planning and Design Commission for any questions regarding the staff report.
Yeah, well, for Mr. Filarski, when it comes to the county report for approval, you say it's about a month away.
Correct.
So then, for us, do we let's say we vote on it, approve it with the waiting for the information to come back or the approval to come back from the county, or how would that work?
The procedure which we follow is, Planning and Design Commission can approve it with amendments if needed, like tonight, we're asking for that one clause to be added to it. But we don't physically sign the plat until I receive that approval from the county surveyor.
So if there was some kind of issue with that, that would just be with the county. That would be just between you. It
Administrative.
will be on your side of the. Okay,
Correct.
gotcha.
So that doesn't need to be a condition on?
No.
Or-
Okay.
Okay, great. Questions?
For once, I do not.
Thank you. Well, geez, I don't have any questions either, surprisingly. Let's get right to it. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the Moen lot split with the condition that the property is governed by and subject to a judgment entry in the case of Developers Diversified versus North Olmsted, Cuyahoga Common Pleas Court, case CV 87-127076, dated 11/23/88. The judgment entry restricts the permitted uses of the property under review, which is limited to office uses. Any other proposed use of the property will require the owner to petition for amendment of the judgment entry upon agreement with the city. And the second condition is that note be installed on the final plat. So open to deliberation to the commission. All righty. So Ms. Wilson, will you take the roll?
Mr. David,
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you very much.
No, we did not. I just thought about that. Mr. O'Malley.
Hey, we didn't get a second on that,
Yeah, we didn't
actually.
second that.
Well,
Redo it?
Yeah, go ahead and redo
Do
it.
it again. So I'd like to reapply the motion. Can I get a second?
Second?
Thank you. Call the roll.
Mr. David,
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro,
Yes.
Mr. Leon.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Now you're good.
There's a bit of suspense there for you. It's happening too fast. Okay.
We got zingers for the last round. You saved your best material.
So the next item on the agenda is the Springvale Ballroom. The proposal consists of an alteration to the roofed ballroom entry walkway. City Engineer, Mr. Filarski, if you would.
Well, I'll speak on the architectural end, I guess, because there's really no engineering. As you know, there's a covered entrance there, the walkway that leads from the parking lot to the front of Springvale. It's dated. We want to bring it up to new standards, make it look nice. So the new construction will have a covered walkway with an arched roof. It'll be a standing metal seam roof, curved roof. It will have on the inside drywall finish. There'll be lights down the entire walkway. As you're viewing it from the outside, there'll be siding along the bottom, a short wall, knee wall with siding with windows, with a doorway. If you're facing the building, there'll be a doorway on the right, which will connect to the sidewalk from the new turnaround that was just installed there, which leads to the main entrance. So there'll be two sets of doors, one on the outside, and then kind of an interior door as you're walking up to the building. Like I said, the exterior finishes are siding on the knee wall to match the existing siding. Windows with a bronzed finish on the frame. And the current mansard roof that's there, it's kind of hodgepodge in there, for lack of a better term. I don't have an architect's lingo, but that's coming off. So it's going to be just a clean arch roof leading along the walk and turning and going into the building. So it'll be a nice improvement there. It'll be about 7 foot wide overall to cover the walk.
Thank you. Director Pinchek, visiting us from the rec department. Anything you wish to add? Hey, I'm reading from my script here. You're out.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, here,
Please.
I defer to the law director this time, and I will step on his toes on the second item. So this review is under Article 7, Section 2D, mandatory referral. You are used to this. This is the same section where we review the modifications of roadways. We've done that before. This body has reviewed the park plan and design and offer a recommendation to City Council. This is duties that are assigned to you under the charter, and that is my unofficial legal advice.
That's all very true. In addition, the Landmarks Commission is an opportunity to weigh in on this because after many years, the Landmarks Commission designated that as a official landmark. It's not in the landmarks district, but it's an official landmark. So it needs what's called a certificate of appropriateness, and this could add another step to the procedure. So your recommendation is to the City Council, and I would recommend that you make mention of the condition that the Landmarks Commission issue a certificate of appropriateness for the improvements. And landmarks may have another angle or you know, lens for this review in terms of what they do and how they do it, which is very different than what you guys do. And that's all I have. And I'm not sure what I meant when I said it.
Thank you very much. Director Pinchek.
You have to state your
Could
name
you-
and address for the record.
Actually, we're
We
gonna
can't-
need, yeah,
When it gets you on the record.
gotta be on the record.
Or, you know, Mr. Chairman, this may be an appropriate time for me to offer some advice that I've been meaning to give you. You really ought to get into the habit of swearing in witnesses. This might be a good time to do that.
Yes, please.
Yes, Dover Center.
Lower Center Road, North Olmsted, Ohio. So thank you for allowing the opportunity. I agree with everything that's already been said. You know, from an operational standpoint, you know, we average about $21,000 of wedding rental, and a lot of that comes from patrons viewing our facility from the outside and the inside. So years ago, as part of the overall scheme and design of the renovations for Springville, this was part of that at the end result. So the renovation of the entranceway. We've already done the flooring, we've already done the siding, the windows, the bathrooms, the bridal suite, you know, everything that we have gone forward over the course of the years prior to any of us even being here. Maybe Brian was here, but all of the other of us, you know, haven't been here. Those renovations have already been done. So this is kind of like the last piece, the parking lot, the lights, you know, all those good things. So it's not only about aesthetics, it's also about competition. So we have over 30 different rental facilities within 15 square miles of Springvale, and one recently was just built in Parma on a golf course for $4 million. Those are our direct competitors when we want to rent out our Springvale ballroom for activity rentals, weddings, you know, those types of things. So it is about competition, but it's also about keeping up the appearances, modernizing the facility, you know, making it last a lot longer. So we're hoping that this step before you can pass. Right now, it's a maintenance headache trying to clean what we have. You know, if we had one rental that requested that we clean the whole awning. Well, if we take a power wash to it, it rips it to shreds. So we have to manually go out there and try to scrub the debris and the stone that's on it. So this will be a lot easier to maintain as far as maintenance as well. So.
Thank you. So, are there any residents that would like to speak on this matter? Not seeing any. Gosh, this feels unusual here. Let's open the floor to the Planning and Design Commission to ask questions regarding the staff reports. Questions?
No, not so much questions, but is there? So that walkway, what we have right now is the green awning with the metal piping, which I can't imagine a bride wanting to take pictures in there. When it comes to this one, all new, and you know, really nice looking. Is there? Are we taking into consideration the lighting for photographers within the tunnel and at the end of the tunnel? Have some kind of visual. Everything is Instagram. Everything that was social media. I'm posting pictures online. So if at the end of the tunnel is there something that can attract the bride and groom to take pictures and the bridesmaids and and the wedding party and all that. And also, is there a way to add, if possible, way to add, like flowers, bouquet of flowers, or along the way also. Just thinking only because you mentioned the whole aspect of competition regarding wedding planning, which is when my wife and I got married, it's insane. So I think adding things like that would definitely increase your chances of this is what we can do. And when the photographers get involved, then there's a whole different level of what they would like. But when it comes to lighting, different types of lighting, of course, change the way that the pictures come out. So I don't know if that was taken into consideration. If and when it goes into play, I would recommend, looking into that. I don't know who you can reach out to get more information on that. I think this is great. I mean, I've seen you at the ballroom a couple of times, and walking in, it's like, you know. But this is really nice for the city. I really appreciate that.
So I do have a question. What was the color of the roof?
I personally am not sure. I wasn't involved in that discussion. Tim, do you know that?
Off the top of my head, I know it's not green, I know that, so, because that's the awning right now, getting rid of that. I think the roof, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I can find the answer out for you. I think it ties into the existing roof color that's already on the roof that we had replaced a while ago.
I don't remember what color that was.
Yeah, I was looking for the color on the specifications here, and they did not call that out. But I would imagine, like Director Pinchak said, that we want to match the existing visible roof as much as possible.
So you're saying this is a metal roof here?
Correct. Standing seam metal roof.
The only reason why I'm asking is visually, if I look at the elevations, I mean, it looks more like a neoclassical colonnade kind of thing. And I think there's an opportunity, and that's it. It's more of curiosity of what the color specified is, because I think that's where you're going to get it from Landmarks. Right? Quite honestly, I think. I mean, but elevation-wise, I think it's more appropriate than what's there now.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's circular. So you're going to put a door in the front right now. Right now, it's just a kind of plastic window thing. The front, you put that new circular drive as a drop-off right there with the doorway right in. It's a double set of doors. And so this is a fixed structure building that we're adding.
Right, and provide more weatherproof walkway.
Are you expanding the sidewalk at all, or is the sidewalk going to stay?
It'll stay 6 foot wide.
It'll stay. Okay, great.
So we still have the option of entering to the parking lot, taking the long haul, or deliveries, drop-offs.
The drop-off.
Right in front of the main doors of the facility.
And there are columns as they go down, so as far as flowers and things, could put baskets, you know, and hooks for flowers that don't mind being in the shade. But, that could dress it up some. There's a lot of possibilities that the managers there can look at.
To give unsolicited feedback also on the design. And I use the phrase of a neoclassical colonnade. And I think if you look at it like that, that's where I look at that. And it says, if you don't put topiaries there, you're missing an opportunity, because that is the look, especially if you're looking for the bridal crowd. That's going to dress it up and key it instantly to that. And once again, I think this goes back to the Landmarks concern. Like, when you get to that, you may want to think about things in those terms, not just that's the terminology, I think, that if you're setting it at, might appeal to certain folks.
I guess I'm with Tony here. I mean, yes, this is a functional improvement, but it kind of lacks the wow factor. I mean, Springvale is a neat and beautiful place. The inside is fabulous. I look at this entryway and I think, it doesn't really do anything for me. So
The windows, you said the window trimming is going to be a bronze color?
It's currently specified as a bronze. Yes.
Bronze. Would that, I can't, for the life of me, I can't recall the roof at Springvale. Would that clash with what we already have, or I can't picture it?
Try to look it up.
I'm going to do the same thing.
I know, I was looking at. It's like, I mean,
It has like a bronze patina type roof now. Ironically enough, I'm looking at Today's Bride. Is where it showed up.
Yeah, the lower roof that's facing the roadway is is a shed roof of a bronzish color.
Okay.
which I think would work.
So I'm just curious, now this is going to be a fixed structure, there's no problem with air movement in there while it's basically a tent? When that, are these is there air conditioned space in there? Is there any airflow in there?
There's a lot of airflow because the side facing the building is completely open.
Okay, okay,
Yes, so it's an open, covered walkway.
okay. So the side facing the building is open, great,
Just as it is today.
right, okay.
Yeah, but I think we'll discuss it with the architect, but I believe his intent was probably to match the color of that existing shed roof on the front of the building.
And so essentially, Director O'Malley, we're essentially saying yes or no to recommend this permanent,
The modification of the
Modifica-
building.
and the actual design will go through the Landmarks Commission and they'll have input on that. Is that my understanding correct?
Yes, but you have input on the design as well.
Okay. I gotta say, that front entryway, it just really, for a neat facility, just doesn't pop for me.
The one thing, Mr. Chair, is on the front of the ballroom, there's a barrel roof facing the road. So you'll have the new barrel roof of the walkway, and then up above it, the barrel roof of the ballroom
Can we,
itself.
is there any way we get a picture with our?
I mean, it's kind of difficult to see.
That last one that you had.
Extremely difficult to see. This is the walkway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a better one.
Mhm.
That's a better one.
It's repeating the geometry.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a better one.
So
It's the today's bride.
You want to use?
Oh, it's today's bride.
Yeah, it's ironically I was looking for
Okay.
a
That's
picture.
funny.
right, that
You're
roof
continuing
is gonna go away. Barrel.
Is there a
Okay,
pic-
so when I put this in front of that,
Mr.
okay, that
Pinto.
makes a lot more sense.
Can I see your phone? I was trying. Yeah, I just want to see the current. I was just there
Right.
recently, and I'm just trying to see the
This is gonna
current
be
one.
right under there, yeah.
So now
So
that
it's
I
just
see
gonna
that
be-
roof, it
okay.
is a bronze, so which is appropriate.
Are we
for
changing anything with the landscape? I guess we can ask once we
Yeah, the
come in.
landscaping, we
So-
can always,
Yeah.
we can always dress up.
Yeah.
Well,
These type of
It's a repetition of the color. It's a repetition of the geometry, and it makes it,
Okay.
that provides the
a colonnade. which I think is appropriate.
It smells like Winston Churchill's cigar.
Any other questions? So, I would like to make a motion to recommend approval to City Council of the Springvale Ballroom exterior alteration. Can I get a second?
Second.
With the condition that we get a certificate of appropriateness from the Landmarks Commission for this addition.
Second.
Thank you. Will you call the roll?
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. DeLisandro?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Excellent, the motion passes. And that's it on the agenda, thank you. So now we move on to communications.
Yes, Mr. Chair. If I may have a moment of personal privilege.
Please.
As many on this body may know or may have heard through the grapevine, at the end of January, I submitted my resignation to Mayor Jones. It was one of the most difficult decisions that I've made personally or professionally in my life. And I want to take a moment to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your leadership on the board over the past number of years. Mr. D'Alessandro for coming to the comp plan meeting and then really lending your time and talent to the community, and Mr. Leon for being committed and providing your perspective as well. I've had I've had the immense pleasure of working with all of you. I'm going to miss all of you dearly. I believe that we've really moved the ball forward as a group, and I thank you all for your friendship, your time, and your commitment to the city. And wish you all well. Not going far, and you all will know how to get a hold of me. So thank you all for being a part of this body and a part of what makes this community a really, really nice place to live and work. So thank you all.
Thank you, Director Upton, on behalf of the commission and myself personally. I want to thank you for all the work that you've done. In my opinion, you've done a great job for the city so far, and we really appreciate it. Sure, we'll run into each other somewhere, someplace. But thank you for your service and good luck.
Thank you.
The other thing, other piece of communication I'd have is we had the commission had an election here. I think the last time we met in January, and I'd like to welcome Mr. D'Alessandro as our new vice chair. I want to thank the commissioners for voting me to be the chair again. Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank Commissioner Leone for his service on the commission. I think I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. I think we're doing great stuff for the city. So just want to thank everybody for being part of the walk here.
That'll teach you to miss a meeting.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and I've asked Max, hey, we got to have this meeting. We got to have this pre-meeting dinner here. For months, I was pestering him, and then it's time to have it, and I get sick. So, at any rate, so I'd like to excuse Commissioner Kalin and Commissioner Hamden tonight. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Yes.
Aye.
Great. No nays. They're excused. So I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 7:39. Thanks.